Okay.
What is your take on the environment, and more specifically, what would you do to get rid of our dependence on foreign oil?
Okay, dependence on foreign oil. You know, one thing that makes this, oil is a powerful influence in this country. Matter of fact, it just may well be that we're in Iraq fighting for oil. You know, right now, the Pentagon uses more oil per day than all of Sweden. You know, and then we wonder why, we need so much oil. The market can supply the oil, but you want free market pricing. The most important thing to take care of shortages would be free market prices. When prices go up, people conserve and they look for alternative sources. In Washington, it's either subsidize the oil companies. If there is a shortage and you have to have alternative fuels, you subsidize the energy companies. They take money from you and put them into the energy companies to develop alternative fuels. But you don't want that. You want the market to work. And yes, there could be shortages of oil prices, but if you have a truly free market, free pricing system, and a sound dollar, and get the military out of protecting oil interests, I think the market's going to take care of it. Not perfectly, but better than any economic planning, central economic planning by government.
Interested in looking into alternatives to oil, though?
I want the market to do it. I think it is. I'm not going to tax you so that some corporation can do it. I want, if there's a shortage, prices will go up. And on the environment is very, very important. People who are true conservatives and libertarians, they have no right to pollute their neighbor's property. You have no right to pollute your neighbor's air, or water, or anything. And this would all contribute to the protection of all air and water. I don't believe we have the authority or the ability to go over and tell China exactly what to do, but setting a good example and to spread the information around would teach people that you don't have a right to pollute. During the Industrial Revolution, we did exactly the opposite. Property rights were rejected. They did not recognize the fact that corporations didn't have the right to pollute. There was a collusion between big corporations and governments that allowed the pollution. I mean, the governments participated in it. And once again, the worst pollution ever was in the Soviet system, and the careless environment and property went to the dogs. So property is better protected when people own the property than when the government takes it and rules over that property, assuming they're doing it in the interest of all people. Yeah.
Dr. Paul, I came to this country 10 years ago, and I brought 2 bachelor's degrees and a master's degree. And today, illegal immigrants are crossing the border here in the States with no education. What would you do to stop that?
He says that he has come to this country 10 years ago, and he's very well educated, and yet today the rewards go to the illegals who come, across the border and break our laws. And the American people are very upset about this. We need better security. We have 150 or 120 border guards who were well trained and watching our borders who have been taken to Iraq to train their border guards. Of course, we wouldn't do that. We would bring resources home. We would bring personnel home. We would bring that money home so that we could do it. And I think the reason people, the majority of American people are so upset about it, I compare their anger over illegals somewhat like road rage. Americans don't like other people to get in front of the line and take an economic advantage. Well-educated or not so well-educated, I don't think it would matter. I think the American people would welcome the workers because we would need them. But today we reward people in our country for not working. And then we reward people for coming illegally because we said on a city like this, if you have illegals come in, and I bet you there's some hospitals in this town that are overburdened because they have to pay for all their medical care and you have to pay more when you go to the emergency room. Same thing with your school. So we literally subsidize illegal immigration, and they say, well, why are they coming and why do they just come and work and go back home and this sort of thing? Well, we reward them. We say you can get in front of the line. You are rewarded with citizenship. You don't have to wait. But that would be a much less of a problem if we didn't have the subsidies to those who come in, as well as encouraging some of our people not to take jobs at low-paying jobs. It's not worth the effort. But this is all going to change. The foreign policy is going to change. The welfare policy will change. Not so much that all of a sudden we're going to have enough people in Washington to reverse the laws. But we're running out of money, and that's why I think the young people are starting to realize that we just can't afford it. $60–70 trillion of entitlement obligations that we just add on because the politicians figure, well, we can borrow it, we can print it, we can get reelected, we promise them everything. That's why I give so much credit to you who come to listen, because we realize that that's pie in the sky beliefs, and it just won't last.
Why do you think George Bush is in such a hurry to pass his amnesty plan?
Pass the what?
Pass his immigration plan.
Why is Bush so anxious to pass the immigration bill? Well, he waited until he was no longer up for re-election. He's in a lame duck status, and I believe that he truly has a different attitude about national sovereignty that we do. And even if you want to give those who believe that way the intellectual benefit of the doubt, they believe that in an internationalism, the United Nations New World Order, North American Union, the Amero, all this, they want to obliterate the border. So therefore, they want to stop this concept that people come and go and they're illegal. Now, I indicated I'm more open to workers coming in and going. That doesn't mean I want to obliterate borders and assimilate and literally subsidize people in other countries. That's what would happen. So I think they're moving in that way, and I think that bill actually, the immigration bill, I don't know what it'll be like when they rewrite it, was actually promoting the Security and Prosperity Partnership. There were things in there that was pushing that along and pushing the NAFTA highway along. Fortunately, there's a lot of legislatures. I was just in Kansas and in Missouri, and they're upset, and they were passing a resolution very upset with this whole concept of the North American Union and the highway. So let's stay on target.
Why don't you talk about that in the debate? Bring that up. I have never heard you say that in the debate.